key of true happiness is to know oneself. Then you enter in this aloneness forever. In that aloneness there is no loneliness. You can call it communion, presence, intimacy. It is the sacredness. There is only that. It's not like there is the divine and then you have the different beings and you have a world. No.
Sometimes when I'm surrounded by noise, I feel incredibly alone. And sometimes when I'm surrounded by silence, I also feel incredibly alone. So I was wondering if you had any advice for feeling alone.
There is aloneness and loneliness. This is very different.
Yeah, so probably more the loneliness.
Loneliness. Perhaps there is a need in you of getting closer to people in one way or another, like friends or a partner, because that can respond to this need. There's a need in you, a psychological need. And we have to attend that. If you are part of an activity of a group, there are so many groups here in Rishikesh, those who are also cleaning the city or the village, you know, there's an NGO for that. And there's also you can serve in an orphanage, you can do so many things with your time, and you will see that the loneliness will go. The moment you connect with others for a noble activity, there's a joy in the giving without expecting anything. You volunteer, so you may overcome that sense of loneliness created in the mind. It's a pure product of the mind. But aloneness in the mystical language is totally different. That is the aloneness of that which is one without a second. Ek evam. One only. Ek evam advitiya. One without a second. So when you are established in this pure presence, your pure beingness, there's only one. Though there may be many around you, you see many with the five senses and the mind, but there's only one. So this is an experience, a mystical experience of aloneness that is blissful, that is totally fulfilling. It is the experience that there is no other. Ananya, anya means other, no other, ananya. The otherness is over because we experience the otherness in the mind, but not in pure consciousness. Nothing is different, nothing is separated from you, nothing is other to you. So there is deep intimacy with each and every one, with nature, with the stars. And of course, when you experience that aloneness, loneliness will never appear again. It is the end of the psychological state of loneliness. So you can attend this feeling in the mind on, I would say, a human level, by connecting with others, so-called others, in some noble activities. You belong to a group, or you have some good friends with whom you can share, or a partner. But that would be only a superficial response. That will not bring you eventually the fulfillment. There will always be the taste of incompleteness. It cannot not give you the full happiness. For that we need really maturity. Maturity, because we dream, especially when we are young, we dream that having the best partner, the best friends, the best children, the best profession, that is the key of happiness. No, not at all. It's very fragile also. No. The key of true happiness is to know oneself. Then you enter in this aloneness forever. In that aloneness there is no loneliness. You can call it communion, presence, intimacy. It is the sacredness. There is only that. It's not like there is the divine and then you have the different beings and you have a world. No. Kevalyam. You see, when you study the part of yoga described by Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras, that is the culmination. True meditation samadhi, which is the difficult part, but at the end it is kevalyam. We cannot describe that, but keval means in Sanskrit alone. So that divine principle, ever untouched by the multiplicity of phenomenality, which appears in itself, yet it cannot touch, you see, that unconditioned, limitless, infinite consciousness. So that is Kevalyam. When you go into this samadhi, described by Patanjali, there is only that infinite consciousness, infinite bliss. That is a unique reality. There are no two, no seer and no seen. We are not there as the meditator, as the one who goes into samadhi. So it is one only reality. That is aloneness. So therefore, this spiritual journey has been described by Plotinus and other mystics like the flight of the alone to the alone one. So this loneliness you can definitely overcome and transcend. First, attend it from a psychological perspective. And then your meditation practice, your self-inquiry, the search, will definitely fulfill you. It will never, never suffer from this loneliness again. So the aloneness is the fulfillment of the loneliness. When I took the life of a hermit for years, there was such a joy on those eves because I felt total presence without no one around. It was an inner celebration. So you can be totally alone physically, socially, and yet be connected with the entire universe. So we have to be clear about what we are looking for. What we are looking for, you see, in these gatherings, festivals, celebrations, parties, is what? Is the happiness. Where is that ultimate lasting happiness? Nowhere else but in yourself. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to take part in anything. It is right here. And that's a huge discovery, because then you feel, I'm happy. And for no reason. People are happy for 1,000 reasons. I'm happy for no reason. That happiness is there. You wake up in the morning, the happiness. And whatever the circumstance during the day, there's happiness when you go to bed. And I can't explain. So then that feeling of loneliness will disappear totally. Totally. You can be put in a dark cell. You won't feel lonely. It is when everything goes away from you that you find yourself in bliss. Let everything go. Let everything go of the mind. Because what creates that feeling of loneliness, it is the mind. It is the mind. Who else? It is not you, the real you. Read again the story of Eckhart Tolle. He was in a heavy depression. But then one day, he realized that there was the depression, a state of mind, and then a presence witnessing that depression. That is the witness, the Sakshi Chaitanya, you see, the witnessing consciousness. The real I. The I prior to the depressed I. The I prior to the mind. So, who is the one who knows that there is a state of loneliness in the mind? Go there. There's no loneliness there. There's bliss. Leave the mind. The mind can really create hell for you. The mind goes in the imagination. All the time. All the time. Distrust the mind. Dissociate from the mind. Watch the play, the show of the mind. It's a show. And be free.